our hometown provider.
We choose BTS because they're local, they're fast, efficient, and affordable.
BTES, making our gigabit community a better place to live, work, and play.
Hello and welcome back for the final time of the 2016 sixth-place consolation game at the Arby's Classic, the 34th annual Arby's Classic. We've got Sandy Creek, Georgia, leading Sullivan East 72-35. Quite the one-sided affair by the Patriots against the Patriots. Sandy Creek sporting the navy and blue and red, and Sullivan East the white, blue, and red. Sandy Creek is from Tyrone, Georgia, which is right in the middle between Atlanta and Macon, a hotbed for athletics down there in the South. Atlanta, of course, one of the better athletics towns in the country. That's Coach Mac McKissick from Sandy Creek. This is his second year as head coach of the Sandy Creek Patriots. Still running the press and still having quite a few of their starters in. It's kind of an interesting matchup as Grubb is going to go the full length of the court and back it back out. Going back underneath, good pass to Whitley. Whitley, good pump fake. Gets number 5, Jared Godfrey, off his feet for I think that's Whitley's 5th bucket of the night. I think he has 10 or 12 points. We'll get the stats at the end of the game. Miller going to go and feed it to Jester. Good pass from the young fella to the big fella. That's a 5'5" point guard to a 6'7" center, folks. That's a 1.5 difference, or a foot and a couple inches difference at least. Grubb with it, trapped in the corner. Got to find somebody. Finds Whitley, but Lester pokes it out onto the scorer's table. We got a continuous clock going on now as Sandy Creek is up 20 in the fourth quarter. 76-37 the score. Sandy Creek, up 39. My math is not very good. They told me no math would be involved in this job. They must have lied to me. 76-37 score as looks like we have a violation. Looked like it was a 5-second violation. Whitley did not get it in time. And Sandy Creek is going to take back over with Miller at the point. Miller drive and kick out. Not going to get it. They're going to call that a walk. Brewer did not set his feet. And the ball is going to go back to Sullivan East. Foul count 6-3. Sandy Creek with 6. Sullivan East with 3. Timeouts. Sandy Creek has 5. Sullivan East has 4 left. Doubt either team's going to be using them a whole lot here late in the game. I think either team knows pretty much the result of the game thus far. This is mainly character and team building at this point. Bartley with the corner 3, not going to fall. Sullivan East is ice cold from beyond the arc. Cannot buy a bucket at this point. Shot really poorly in the first half, 28% in the first half, 21 from beyond the arc. And, not 21 from beyond the arc. I think it was actually 8%, 8.3% from beyond the arc. They were 1 for 12. In the first half, and that is one of the main reasons that Sandy Creek is going to call a timeout. They're going to call a 30-second timeout. Maybe get some subs in, maybe get a different look, and just kind of calm this down. Looks like we are going to get a couple subs in. Looks like number 10. Number 10 is actually not on my roster. So we're going to find him here in just a second if we can. He's entering for the first time. I'm guessing that's going to be Reggie Fuller. It's either going to be Reggie Fuller or Demarius Boone. We'll figure out which one it is. Fuller is number 14. He's coming in. That's going to be number 10, Demarius Boone, coming in. Boone entering the game for the first time, as is number 22, Patrick Ebanks. So a little bit of time for the seniors. All 3 seniors on the court. KJ Wilkins is not on the court. Some of the seniors on the court for Sandy Creek. Some of the guys that maybe not get quite as many minutes. I think we've seen the last of Evan Jester for this tournament, unless something unforeseen should happen, as well as looks like TJ Bickerstaff will be in for the final time as well. That's Whitley to Grubb up top. You got to figure Sullivan East is probably going to follow suit here soon. I can't imagine them hanging around too long either with their starters. Johnson going up. Strong move from the sophomore. Good move against Ebanks, who has a significant size advantage at 6'5" and plus several pounds. As you can see, Ebanks, not a small fellow by any stretch of the imagination. A hard man to push around down there on the block, but good move from Johnson to do exactly that and draw the foul, especially as a smaller offensive player down there on the post. That's pretty much your game plan. Get to the free throw line, maybe do a little bit of an up and under move because you know you're not going to bully them a whole lot down low. Going to have our first entry of the game for number 11, Corey Chapman. Corey Chapman is the 5'8", 150-pound guard. Number 11, he's going to come in, as is Jordan Hicks, Sullivan's starting to get some of their secondary reserves in. Going to get them some minutes here at the end of the game. Sullivan sports 3 sophomores, Adam Davidson, Dustin Bartley, and Mason Johnson. Johnson, whom we just talked to, Bartley is a starter. So not the youngest of teams for Sullivan East, as a three-pointer not going to fall. Good rebound from Grubb. Grubb also one of the leading rebounders for Sullivan East. Fills the lane very well and fills the bucket very well as well. Hicks down low, Hicks up top to Grubb. Grubb has an open look. Gonna hit it. Friendly roll from Grubb. I think Grubb is up to 15 now, if I'm not mistaken. Which is a pretty good game for most players. Grubb, though, that's pretty quiet. Grubb usually hovering somewhere around 20. Game in and game out. I had 41 last game against the Dobbins-Bennett team that forced it to overtime, 77-74. Final score as they went on to win. Sandy Creek beat Gate City back in the second round in an overtime matchup as well, 96-91, and they won last round as well. I won't get the school they beat last round here in just a second. Oh, they beat Greenville last round, excuse me. They beat Greenville in what was a 1-point ball game. I think it was 70-69 was the score. And that's Whitley with the rebound. Whitley is one of the key cogs in the Sullivan East offense. And he is a player that they're going to need if they're going to make any type of run come March. And three-pointer going to be off from Grubb, rebounded by Whitley. Whitley well into double digits as well now. Very good athlete, Whitley. Rebounds well and plays defense quite well as in addition to that. Up top to Porter, now back in the corner. That's Fuller down low. Fuller going to go up and under easily. Hicks with the foul. Fuller just has such a quick step on Hicks down low. It's hard for Hicks to catch up. Hard to close that gap. Reggie Fuller, I'm guessing relative of Reginald Fuller, the assistant coach. Like we said earlier, the classification for Sandy Creek is 4A, 1,200 students, so similar in size. Sullivan East sports about a 300 student deficit to Sandy Creek, but pretty close in terms of size. Not a major difference. Nothing that Sullivan East certainly isn't used to, and something that Sandy Creek is probably used to as well. I'd say the classifications down in Georgia are pretty similar. Sullivan East frequently plays schools of this size. Tennessee High is pretty close to that. I think they're a little north of 1,200. I think they're somewhere around 15. And that's pretty much the cutoff. Is Sullivan Central, which is in Sullivan County as well, I think is right at 1,000, which is roughly the cutoff. Yeah, Tennessee High is right at 1,200 as well. So Sullivan East certainly used to playing schools a little bit bigger than them. As Porter's three is off, rebounded by Whitley again. Another big rebound from Whitley. 80-44 as Sullivan East trails by 36. One of the larger deficits of the tournament. Odd to see it come in this stage of the game as Sullivan East is going to retain possession as that goes off of Ebanks. In now comes Ellison and Johnson. The senior getting to play a little bit, as is number 15, making his first entry, Adam Davidson. Davidson, the 6-foot sophomore guard. Sullivan East, a team that is benefiting from their youth a couple years ago with Grubb and Ellison and Fry and Hicks, as well as Green when he comes back for the tournament, hopefully. A lot of those guys have been on varsity ever since they were freshmen and sophomore. Grubb, a 4-year starter, part of the reason why he's the all-time leading scorer now for Sullivan East, having broken that record this year. Of course, Dyer had his 500th win. We talked about that earlier. That's another major milestone, a year of milestones for Sullivan East. Sullivan East, after this game, will slide to 15-4. Very respectable record from the Patriots of Bluff City. Sandy Creek going to move on. Going to look to get past the Elite Eight this year, and I think they have a pretty good chance of it. Coach Mack's team is very athletic, and I know maybe the competition they play at down there is a little bit longer and maybe a little bit more difficult, and definitely the ugliest three of the tournament right there. And Sandy Creek's bench itself all smiles down there as number 15. He's actually not even on a roster. Let's see if we can find him. Not quite sure who that is. I think it's we'll find him here in a second. Maybe he's trying to hide as we can't find him on a roster. But heaved up a three that hit off the top of the backboard there for Sandy Creek, and what was a little bit of a humorous moment. Taking another one. This time it's blocked as Sandy Creek now letting their reserves get a lot of shots in. Ebanks can't quite finish it. Going to get the rebound. Recovered by Sullivan East, and now some of these younger guys enjoying their time here at the tournament. It's hard for these especially the seniors like Ebanks and a couple of these other guys that are on the team and don't get a lot of playing time, they get to travel and have a good time with their friends. But, you know, they make the 7-8 hour trip from Sandy Creek, Georgia, and don't get a lot of playing time, and it's hard. Another three, and they're just heaving him up at this point, trying to get him to score. I don't know if it's just a running guy that they want him to hit a three or what, but tell you what, I don't know if many of those are going to fall. That one was from the volleyball post. I don't know if you guys can tell in your court the kind of the diamond forms, but those are where your volleyball posts will go during a game. And that's number 11, Corey Chapman, the 5'8" junior guard, going to head to the line for his first 2 free throws, looking to get on the board for the first time in the game with just over 25 seconds left to go. Fate easily decided by Sandy Creek, who's going to go on to win here the 6th place the 6th place finish here at the Arby's Classic as we get another look at that play from Whitley. Sandy Creek had a very respectable tournament. Lost in the opening round to Christ School, which really hurt. I think this team would have been a team that would have certainly been able to make it to the semifinals, a team that would have competed very well against Wings Academy from the Bronx. But a team also that I think could have competed fairly well against McCallie simply because of their ability to move the ball into the length. Interesting, though, to see how that will go. Mason Johnson's jump shot not going to go to Whitley. Whitley going to go back around, not going to waste the shot, going to go out of bounds, and time is going to expire as the Patriots of Sandy Creek defeat the Patriots of Sullivan East to win 6th place here in the Arby's Classic. 80-50 final score here in the 2016 Arby's Classic presented by BTES. Signing off for the last time personally, Will Ellis. Thank you guys for having me. This is BTES Power 7 Productions.
BTES is now offering Wi-Fi to downtown Bristol. For BTES customers who have our internet, telephone, and cable package, you now have free Wi-Fi access in downtown Bristol. To connect to the BTES Wi-Fi network, use your primary btes.tv email address and your account number. Not a BTS Triple Play customer? You still have access. Visit btes.net/Wi-Fi for more information.